and they were snickering, and they said, well, Bud caught an old rooster that was waking him up in the morning, took him in the toilet and shoved him down the toilet, and he's in that toilet.
In the outhouse.
WPA toilet, wine coops. Dad said, get your clothes on. So they put their clothes on, and out they went, and up the wine coops went. This is like 11 o'clock at night. They held Buddy by the heels.
Now, how did they get up there? Just walk?
No, they drove a car.
Oh.
It was only a mile up there. It's where Dempsters now live. And they drove up there and they held Buddy by the heels and made him reach down there and get that rooster. And Halloween, it was nothing for the Halloweeners to come by and turn all those toilets, WPA toilets that sat outside upside down, so when people wanted to go to the bathroom in the morning, they didn't have bathroom to go to. Or they'd set it up on something.
When you call it WPA toilets, do they come out and service those toilets?
No, the WPA, you had in World War II, you had CC camps. There was ones everywhere, towns. And they were young men being trained for the service. And they were full, they were big. There were a lot of CC camps now. They had their own boxing teams, and you'd have boxing bouts, and they'd have their national boxing guy come out of there. But anyway, they dug the toilets and built them, WPA toilets. That was Roosevelt putting people out of work.
Yeah.
And they built them, and then, of course, you had it. They were yours once they were built on your place. It didn't take anything. You didn't pay anything to have them built, but you had your toilet out. It was a nice toilet. It was good. Had 3 rolls and everything. Yeah, they were well built. They were protected against the wind, but you had to go out the toilet to go to the bathroom. No matter how cold it was.
Well, your job was to clean the pots in the house and take it out to the latrine. Was your job to clean the pots in the house and to take
it? Yeah, you had a slop jar. That's what we called a slop jar, about the size of a regular bucket, and everybody used that in the cloakroom. You had a washstand where you washed up and everything, combed your hair, and then in here. And you put papers down, you put this bucket down, everybody used that, and in the morning you had to be empty, and it'd be just about that much from the top. You had to be darn careful that you didn't spill it. Well, sure, I had to empty that, and I could hardly carry the bucket. So I'd take it out in the barnyard and dump it. Yeah, I used to clean that, and then you had to clean that bucket out. Yeah.
And you had to clean the oil lamps?
Yeah, huh?
You had to clean the oil lamps?
What? You
had to clean the oil lamps?
Oh, yeah. Your oil lamps had to be torn down. The wick always had to be down. There'd be metal here, like this would be the metal. That'd be even on both sides. And your wick was in here, and you put it even with that, or you trimmed the wick even with that. Because if it wasn't even this high, this one was higher than this. In the night when you had a light, you had a flame here and then a flame down here. So it was my job to trim that, and then it was job to clean the kerosene, where you put the kerosene and the globe, and then fill them with kerosene, and it was my job to clean all the lamps to make sure they were ready for the night. Yeah.
How old were you?
But I always had to do the dishes. We had hired men, and it was my job to do the dishes. Well, they'd get me up at 4 o'clock. They'd get Dempster up at 4 o'clock, go out and feed the cattle in the troughs, and I had to get up and have a good breakfast. We had a special room by itself, about like this north room out here. And Dad would butcher in the spring and the fall, and then he'd butcher again in the spring again. And he'd hang up beef by the quarters in this room, and they'd freeze. And then you'd go out there in the morning and you'd cut the whole strip around, and you cut them, and you fried that for breakfast, steaks. That's what you had for breakfast. Yeah, I was the only girl. I had to do the dishes, had to help good breakfast. Dempster had to help go out and feed he'd hitch up the horses and fill the troughs full of feed the cattle. We worked from the time we were about 4 on. We did a day's work before we went to bed. Then we were a mile from the schoolhouse, and the hack would go by, and we knew we had an hour. So we'd finish up our chores, get ourselves ready, and then we'd grab our dinner buckets and run up the road, and we'd beat the hack to good old.
What was the name of the hack driver?
Mort, M-A-R-O-T. McClure, and they just lived just around the corner from Mom.
You used
Mort
to,
McClure.
you used to hop on this to get to school?
Huh?
You used to get a ride on it, or what?
Just come on, stop, school bus.
Oh, okay, all right.
And pick us up, but we didn't like it. We knew when he went by, okay, get your books, get yourself cleaned up and get out of here. And then Dempster and I and you, the oldest, three oldest, we'd run up the good oaks a mile. And we'd beat the hack. By the time he went all around the country, we beat the hack.
Oh, because they were picking up people.
Yeah, he'd
Yeah.
be picking up others.
Oh,
But the hack didn't have any heat in it. In fact, they finally did put an iron down through the middle of the hack, and you could put your feet on it, and if you kept them on it too long, you burnt a hole in your shoes.
oh,
But that was heat.
yeah.
But for the old hacks, didn't have any heat in them.
What's a hack? A bus?
A
School bus. We
A
called
hack
it
is
the
a
hack.
school bus? Oh.
We called it the hack.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Good. Wow.
yeah.
How old were you when you got the first refrigerator?
Oh, I
I
don't
mean, you
know.
had a refrigerator system, right?
For a long time, I didn't have anything. Then you had an ice box.
Mhm.
And then there was a box underneath that you had to take out and drain that water. And you had to be careful, and the iceman would come put ice in it every day.
But
Mhm.
Then
did you
finally went to refrigerators, but oh my gosh, I was married before I had a refrigerator.
Well, didn't you have something out that was connected to the windmill?
Have what?
Something connected to the windmill?
Oh, that was a milk house. When they brought the milk in to cool it, it was a nice building about like the garage out here. And it was right there by built right at the well. And the pipe went in this way and come out this way over here. And this milk house was cement. It was about this high. And it was about, yeah, it would be as long as this room. It was all cement. And water came from the well here in, cold water, and came out there. And you put your water, you put your butter, you put your stuff you wanted cold in there, and it stayed cold. That was how you kept things cold before you had ice boxes. It's still there. In fact, last time Steve came by, Steve and me, were you in that lunch?
No, it was Steve.
And Dempster and Nurse were having a
Get
thing,
together.
and this is down at home.
Was it
home
Nancy
place.
and you?
And I wanted to stop and see it, and so did Steve, and so did some of the others that was in that group. And we stopped, and I said, I want to see the milk house. And Dad always had the wall covered with his hay fork, pitchforks, and the shovels and stuff was hanging on the wall, and there's this straw, and other than that, there wasn't much in there. And I said, I want to see the milk house, see if it's still, well, it's still there, and it's still working.
Hmm.
It's still there.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they've got guys renting that. And he was later on, took me aside and said, now, Marian, that guy's renting that, and you don't have any right to go down there. He's lived there 5 years now, that's his home. So she was telling me I didn't have any right to go down there anymore. And I said, well, I just wanted to see it. I think he was with us. And Steve, my grandson, we all wanted to see it. But you give me orders that Dempster been in control of that since Mother died, and Bruce was telling me I didn't have any business down there.
Mm.
But anyway, it's still working. Yeah, that mailbox is still in good shape.
Mm.
Well, wasn't there a big snake one time?
Have what?
A big snake?
Oh, one weekend, Dad asked Mom if she'd have long clothesline. She'd have a pole. Oh, it'd be as tall as that. She'd have a tree was cut with a fork. She'd have a pole so that you'd put up under and hold that line up because they had overalls and so there was a great big snake on the first tree. There's oak trees all the way down to the road. And he was up there, and as the birds flew into the bird nest, he'd bite their heads off and eat the birds. So Dad said, get me that pole, and he did. And Dad went out there, and we were all in the house looking out the window. And Dad cut that big snake out of that bird nest, got him down, and the front yard had a fence in it. And Dad chased him all over the yard and pinned him down with that fork, and then killed him, cut the head off. Then he stretched him out, and I don't know, 3 or 4 fence posts. He had him stretched down there. Everybody stopped and looked at it because he had him stretched from one fence post to the other.
What kind of snake was he?
Both snakes got big. They'd be about this big around.
What kind of
Wow.
snake?
Bull.
Bull
B-U-L-L.
Bull snake, they called them bull snake.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we've been talking now for 1 hour, so why don't we pause